All right, so this article comes from Fansided. Now, y'all know I love me some Fansided, particularly Brad Behrman. Brad Behrman says 5 Detroit Lions who will not be back in 2023. Now, notice the key word there, will not be back. Not could not may not. That gives you a little wiggle room. But he is convinced that these 5 players will not return to the Detroit Lions in 2023. And I tend to agree with him on a lot of these. But the one we talked about earlier, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. Number 1 is Jared Goff. This is what he says. He says a $10 million dead money hit isn't to be discounted, but the Lions can clear $20 million in cap space by parting with Jared Goff. That money can be used to sign someone as a bridge placeholder for a rookie, and they'd be a far cheaper one than Goff will be. Goff is the kind of quarterback who keeps a team in proverbial purgatory. Dang, bro. I mean, that's oh my God. Lord have mercy. Expensive and mediocre. The Lions don't have to keep him around next year. He can then start what will be a journeyman remainder of his career. Oh my God. Dang, that right. I mean, what happened with Brad here? I mean, I think he just said, he dropped the bomb on the brother. He dropped the bomb. I mean, he went hard on him. I don't even think y'all going that hard on him. Holy and moly. Yes, Darren, you did say that before. But I mean, the brother said proverbial purgatory, expensive and mediocre. And I would say that is the biggest argument right above turnovers and panics. But to call the brother a journeyman, I mean, that's cold. That's cold. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on Jared Goff because we can spend the whole segment talking about JG. Now, JG is a dilemma for sure. I don't know what they're going to do. And I think that is the kind of the that Brad Holmes he's kind of like David Copperfield. Like, he keeps things hitting from you. Well, David in his prime, I don't know what he's doing. But he keeps things hitting. We don't know what this man is going to do. On one hand, I say Goff stays. On the other hand, I say he goes because of these numbers right here. But then I started to think, well, who are we going to, if we want to win, then he can be an expensive backup. He can also come in and relieve whatever rookie we draft if need be, if a Trey Lance situation happened. Let me ask y'all this. Now, we talked about it yesterday. Jimmy G is not getting $30 million. That's for sure. But what happens to, who would you take if the Lions got rid of Goff, got the rookie you wanted? Who would you want to back said rookie up if the situation in Detroit was like it was in San Francisco? I'm not trying to wish harm on anybody. Let's say we get said quarterback. Said quarterback breaks his ankle. And then journeyman backup quarterback needs to come in. Who would you want that to be? Now, are the numbers high for JG? Facts. That's facts. But the Lions, maybe they took JG with this in mind. I have no idea. The only person who knows that for sure is Mr. Holmes. And this brother he definitely earned the name Sherlock because he got all of us wondering about this mystery that is Jared Goff. But let me know. I'll say this. Jared Goff restructures somehow, some way. Maybe they defer some of this money to a time he could probably not be on the team and he stays with the Lions. That's my thought. So let me know yours in the comment section below. The next person who will not be a Lion is cornerback Amani Oruwariye. I can agree with that. I don't really know what his deal is. It says, I'll just call him O. Stock may be diminished so much now, and he's looking to free agency, that he ends up coming back to Detroit on a cheap one-year deal in March. But the Lions can and should just let him go. They are preparing to not have him next year by now by simply not playing him. Dang, that was another. Dang, Brad, I think Brad woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Number 3, Alex Anzalone. Says Anzalone is the dictionary definition of a stopgap. Dang, bro, I mean, come on. Hey, we need to spruce this thing. Bring some joy back into this thing. Lord have mercy. I don't think I've ever seen Brad go this hard. He said Anzalone is the dictionary definition of a stopgap. Ideally, the Lions won't have major gaps in their linebacker core as they look to 2023 for him to fill with significant snaps. Experienced backups are more important to have, but Anzalone shouldn't be back in Detroit next year. Wow. I mean, Brad, I read Brad stuff all the time, and he went hard. Number 2, Charles Harris. Says Harris may simply not have the role to justify a cap number close to $8 million for 2023. It's hard to make it better than a 50-50 chance he's back right now. And the final 8 games are lined up to trend toward making it a practical certainty he won't be. And that's terrible because we re-signed him, I think a 2-year deal. And the number one person that pretty much we already knew this, wide receiver DJ Chark. Now, we talked about Chark extensively last year, and here's what Brad had to say. It just hasn't worked out for Chark this season in Detroit. And even before his injury sidelined him, the team couldn't have been happy with the results. A real effort to bring him back is not coming, or at least shouldn't be. But once he returns to action, he will have some kind of opportunity to get on a better track before hitting free agency in March again. Now, when it comes to DJ Chark, Brad Holmes again, only one who knows anybody what anything is happening, right? What's happening in any capacity. However, I will say this with DJ Chark. DJ Chark is getting paid for 2 years not to be a Detroit Lion. Okay? Dern says, I can see Chark coming back if he decides to take much less money. See, you know what, Dern? I agree. But the Lions chose to give him $10 million, right? Chark is getting paid to not be on this team. They broke his signing bonus up for 3 years. He got a third this year. He gets a third next year and a third in 2023. Of his $10 million, he probably only got maybe 40% of that. 40%, as a matter of fact, he got 36. He got his signing bonus, a third of his signing bonus, and he got his entire salary. That way, it would hit the books differently. So DJ Chark will be getting paid the remainder of his signing bonus in 2023 and 2024 to not possibly be on this team. And if you go look at the free agent pool in wide receiver, it's not that many people left. Now, what I could see happening, we take another wide receiver in the draft. We've got DJ Chark. We've got Josh Reynolds. We've got Amon Ra is what I meant to say instead of DJ Chark. We've got Jamison Williams. I could see it. I think it's like 75-25. I think the only reason, there's only one reason or two reasons DJ Chark comes back. One, we're already paying him. Two, he balls out the rest of the year. Let me ask y'all a question. DJ Chark may or may not play this Sunday. No word yet. I don't think he will. I think he plays 6 games. In order to re-sign Chark, knowing that we're paying him for the next 2 years, what would he have to do for you in order to earn another stint in Detroit?